Hey guys, Tony Denaro here, and I want to make hopefully what will be the last video on the Brazilian depository receipts and explain it to you in layman's terms. There's been some good recent due diligence published on Reddit by Kringle Kitten, which kind of helped solidify the questions that I had in my mind. I'm going to relay that to you in a way that is easy to understand. So as we know from the latest 13F filing, Citigroup has about 61,000 shares of AMC. Let's assume that all 61,000 of those shares are set aside at the Custodial Bank in Brazil to set up the BDRs. And as we discussed in videos 1 to 2 weeks ago, the parity ratio is 1 to 6 for the shares to BDRs to make them a more affordable price for the Brazilian investor. Using these numbers, that means there's a total maximum amount of BDRs currently at 369,288. Just to recap a couple of highlights, when we look at the websites that list the AMC stock on the Brazilian market, it's listed in Brazilian reals at a price of 42.7 reals with an implied market cap of 129 billion reals. We take this number and divide it by the approximate currency conversion rate of 5.3. We get 24.36 billion, which is comparable to the US market cap. I think where everybody got confused when this BDR first got released is assuming that just because a market cap is shown on a screen, that means there were 513 million US shares worth of BDRs issued in Brazil, or 3.2 billion BDRs. That is not the case. If we look at another website, for example, this one from MarketWatch, they don't even list the market cap. And the reason for that is these numbers shown on the Bloomberg site are to correlate the market cap to the US market. It doesn't mean that there's 3.2 billion BDRs in circulation in Brazil. A BDR is backed up by shares held at the Custodial Bank in Brazil, and those BDRs are issued as they are bought. If we look at the trading volume for the last month, you can see here down at the bottom of the chart, 214 BDRs, 321, 275, 859, 1500, a very small volume going through the Brazilian market. Whatever number of shares that Citigroup does have in deposit at the Custodial Bank is more than enough to handle these very tiny volumes of BDRs. And again, the BDRs are issued as they're purchased. To repeat, there are not 3.2 billion BDRs in circulation. They're only issued as they're purchased by the investor in the Brazilian market. Just keep in mind, if you do see a market cap listed on a website like here on the Bloomberg page, 129 billion Brazilian reals, that is to correlate the price of the BDRs to the American stock market, because the BDRs are backed up by American shares and they will always very closely correlate to the price of the actual shares trading in the US markets. I'll go ahead and link Kringle Kitten's Reddit post in the video description. If you have any questions about BDRs, feel free to drop me a comment below. Hopefully this clarified it a little bit more. I know it's confusing, but keep in mind there are ADRs in the US market for all kinds of Chinese stocks and other foreign companies. There's EDRs in Europe. For example, AMC is traded in the German market. I always wondered why no one stopped and questioned that and why Brazil became such a big deal. Anyways, this has been a good learning experience for me. Hopefully you learned something too as well. I want to invite you to buy and hold that subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to the channel, and I will see you on the next video.